integral ecology. The sun that shone mildly to give the daylight has become suddenly hostile, harsh, and unfavorable to humankind. The rain that dropped to give water to the earth has also become aggressive and extreme, destroying houses and lives. The ocean and the seas that were initially calm and reserved have suddenly augmented and encroaching into dry lands, flooding several places. The land that sustained and produced food for humans has turned against them. And the air that was clean and unpolluted has become contaminated and harmful. Indeed, the world is currently faced with a seemingly intractable problem. The earth, our home, is becoming to look more like an immense pile of filth. The people are exposed to different forms of pollution in their daily lives. Exposure to atmospheric pollutants produces a broad spectrum of health hazards, especially for the poor. The harmful effects of electromagnetic radiation, nuclear radiation, and noise pollution have affected the environment to a great extent. Each year, 100 million tons of waste are generated from homes and businesses, from construction and demolition sites, from clinical, electronic, and industrial sources. The global ecological crisis that we find ourselves in today presents not only one of the biggest threats to the human family, but also to all life on earth. The ecological crisis is made up of a wide assortment of interconnected problems, ranging from climate change to biodiversity loss, from resource depletion to air pollution, from soil degradation to plastic pollution, plus many more. All these crises pose significant challenges to the global family, not only in their complexity but also in large scale. Faced with this global and urgent threat, many believe that we can engineer our way out of this crisis. In his encyclical Laudato Si, Pope Francis talks about the problem of global warming, pollution, and ecological imbalance. The continuous acceleration of changes affecting humanity in the planet is coupled today with a more intensified pace of life and work. Yet, the speed with which human activity has developed contrasts with a naturally slow pace of biological evolution. In the book of Genesis, God asked humankind to till it, to keep the garden. To till it is to break ground and cultivate, to keep it, to watch over, to protect it, to administer and to preserve. The natural environment is a collective food, the patrimony of all humanity. But the people have become self-centered and self-enclosed, and their greed has overtaken them. The emptier a person's heart is, the more he or she wants to buy, own, and consume. Even when our common home is in crisis, in some affluent areas, people have not changed their unrestrained consumption habits. Laudato Si, chapter 4, speaks about integral ecology, telling us that everything is interconnected, that nature cannot be regarded as something separate from ourselves or as a mere setting in which we live. We are part of nature, included in it, and thus in constant interaction with it. So the new approach that the Holy Father, Pope Francis, suggests is integral ecology. When we view the crisis through the lens of integral ecology, we see an interconnection between the ecological crisis and the human crisis. For the human crisis, just like the ecological one, is made up of a wide range of issues affecting the human family, from extreme poverty to social inequality, from modern slavery to human trafficking, from poor working conditions to mass migration, and many more. Therefore, we need to have an integrated approach to combating poverty, restoring dignity to the excluded, and at the same time protecting nature. What takes place in any one area can have a direct or indirect influence on other areas. Thus, for example, drug use in affluent societies creates a continual and growing demand for products imported from poorer regions, where behavior is corrupted, lives are destroyed, and the environment continues to deteriorate. Again, many cars used by one or more people cause traffic congestion, raising the levels of pollution and consuming enormous quantities of non-renewable energy. Many specialists agree on the need to give priority to public transportation. Here is a big question. What kind of world do we want to leave to those who come after us, to children who are now growing up? We may well be leaving to coming generations debris, desolation, and filth. The pace of consumption, waste, and environmental change has so stretched the planet's capacity that our contemporary lifestyle can only precipitate catastrophes. Today, the issue of environmental degradation challenges us to examine our lifestyle. If we can replace consumption with sacrifice, greed with generosity, wastefulness with a spirit of sharing, our earth can achieve sustainable growth and development. When people seek to restore the various levels of ecological equilibrium, establishing harmony with nature, with other living creatures, with others, and with ourselves, we will see the eternal glory and the love of the Creator in our common home.